It really is moments like this where you just have to like pray that they can't. But, buddy, chill. Well, hello, you sexy babies. Welcome back to Trin, your personal boy decoder, chaos and sewer, big sister, unlicensed therapist. You name it, I am probably it. So if you got the ick, got a crush, or need to get your ex back, tune in to Trin Told Me. Hi, you guys, and happy Wednesday. I am back for another Advice Wednesday. And guess what? It's recorded again because once I did my last recording, I was like, oh, shit. Like, I'm never going to stop recording these podcasts. Like, that was top notch. Like, that was the best podcast I had ever done, I think, in my opinion, but subjective. But today, I'm again, and it is Advice Wednesday. If you are new here and you don't know what Advice Wednesday is, it is one of the 3 segments that I do on my podcast, which I do 3 a week. And Advice Wednesday is when I go through my DMs and I pick out 3 or 4 questions y'all have, and I try to make an episode around it and give y'all advice. Today, I decided to go with a common theme, being confident during sexual things. Because, I forgot to apologize for the way. Actually, something I want to tell you guys is never to apologize for the way you look. That just that confidence lesson. And then people around you will be like, oh yeah, maybe she does look bad. So never apologize for the way you look. So actually take this whole thing out. I'm not going to for the way I look. Moving on. Yes, every single question I picked today had a common denominator, and that was that it all was around like some sexual things. So it's kind of freaky. So this is a little bit of a freaky Advice Wednesday freak sesh. Maybe that's what I'll call it, the freak sesh. But I always try to pick questions that I think are pretty like broad and that everyone can relate to, so that if you're watching this and your question didn't get picked, you still get something out of the episode. So let's just get into it today. Let me get comfy. Oh, by the way, my couch is coming in today, so I will actually have a couch to be able to record my podcast on, and I won't have to do it in my car. So that is a win. Okay, so let's read the first DM. Hi, Queen. What are your tips for being confident during sexual things and like forgiving? I just being so nervous and shy. I want to learn. Okay. It's totally normal to feel nervous, like totally normal to feel nervous when you're going to go into a situation like this. And I want you to know that confidence doesn't come from experience, and it doesn't come from how many times you've done it. It comes from ownership. If you own the fact that you're going to do some sloppy top in that thing and you own it to the best of your abilities, then it's going to work out for you just fine. But let's talk about this. How do you be confident when doing sexual things? I always notice that I'm the most confident when I feel the best. So yeah, you might be giving that day and you might not even get anything in return, but I always make sure that I'm like clean and my prep is ready. I shower, everything shower. I exfoliate, I shave, coochie wash, you name it. It's all thrown into the mix. And I did post a video and it was like tips for your first time, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was kind of like, I'm not using a coochie wash. Like, F you, Trinity, for trying to put me onto a coochie wash. And you know what? I get it. I get the fear of a coochie wash. Like, I get it. Like, some people said it threw off their pH. And it can, I think. But if you find a coochie wash that has the same pH as your vagina, which I think, I don't want to say anything, but it might 0.5, is then it can't throw off the pH because it's the same exact pH. But I've personally never had a problem with a coochie wash. So, like, I thought, like, I'm over here, like, putting people on because, like, I've never had a problem. But apparently it is a big, big thing in our society. Another thing I saw, though, was, like, everyone was like, I'm not going to wash my coochie. I don't even put water down there. I'm like, okay, now that's another thing. I feel like we should at least be putting water down there and maybe some sort of soap. Like, if you're too scared to use a coochie wash, maybe even a bar of Dove will do you good. And if a bar of Dove won't do you good and you don't even want to do anything, that's fine. But at least put water down there. Water's not going to hurt it. Like, just don't be stanky, okay? Anyways, it's part of my prep. I prep to impress. I prep to feel confident, okay? Another optional thing you can bring is a non-irritating flavored lip balm, breath strip, gum, cute lip gloss, something to make you feel cutesy in the moment. I also would pick an outfit that makes sense for the occasion. And all these things are just leading into the actual scenario at play. But prep, again, is important. So pick an outfit that makes sense, like sweats or leggings or a big t-shirt and some shorts. Pick an outfit that makes sense. And if you want to even feel more confident, put on a matching set under it. I will say lingerie and matching sets are more for women at the end of the day. I don't even think men really care, but it's about how sexy you feel when you are in that moment. So make yourself feel clean, make yourself feel sexy, make yourself ready for that moment. So now that you're in the moment, I don't even think you need to do much, really. It's not about what you know. It's not about how many times you've done this thing. It really is about owning. If you make him feel when you're in that moment like he is the most important man in the world, and you make him feel like you've never seen a man this hot in your life, and you make him feel like you've been yearning for him, he's gonna. Bottom line, I do this thing with men, and it works really well, and hopefully no men, but I'll just like tell them that they're the hottest man I've ever seen, and I'll tell them about like, oh my god, your body is like is like just untouchable. Like I've never even seen a body this good. And like that's actually only true for my boyfriend right now. If I ever said that to you as a man before, I was lying. But literally just make them feel like they are the most sexiest, important man in the world in that moment. And then they're gonna like it because they're like, damn, like I'm finally him. Like this is my moment to be him. It doesn't matter really if she's that good at sloppy top. She's making me feel like I'm the most confident man in the world. And that's all I really want at the end of the day. So make him feel like that man, and you are there doing the time, putting in the time for him because he is so sexy, okay? Another thing to help with your confidence, it's if he is like into praising and he praises you for doing a good job, own that. Be like, thank you. I know that was good. Be confident about it. Don't just brush off and be like, oh, I've never even done sloppy top before. And like, no, say thank you. I know it was good. Your turn. You know what I'm saying? Let him praise you because in turn, you're going to feel more confident. Let the moment feel hot. Don't downplay yourself. Like you are a hot girly. Another thing you can do is practice being sexy in private. And I know that's weird, but it's just some quick psychology to build confidence. And building confidence comes in rep. So you practice being sexy in private. Mirror work. How do you look when you're going to go in for the kiss? Do it in the mirror. How do you look when you're taking his pants off? Do it in the mirror. It sounds silly, but in the moment, you're going to be like, I already know what I look like right now, so I'm confident AF. Touch yourself with intention, not just to finish, but to experience your body. That's another big, like learn your body as well and be confident. Confidence grows when your body feels safe, seen, and celebrated. So do all those things. Make yourself feel safe by practicing your tips and tricks in the mirror. Make yourself feel seen by touching up on yourself and getting to know yourself and what you like. And let yourself be celebrated when he prays. Okay? That will work every single time. Honestly, when you're in the moment, it can be so scary to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this. I don't even know how to give sloppy top. I don't even know how to take a man's pants off. Own it. Pretend you have done it. Because I can promise you guys, it's not hard. I don't really want to go into detail on how to give sloppy top. That's on like another podcast. And I don't really think I'm going to do that on this podcast. But be confident with it. Take that man's pants off like those are your, you know what I'm saying? Like the thing is he doesn't know how many times you've done this before unless you've had an extensive conversation about it. So just do it like you've done it 100 times before. Just be confident, be sexy, make him feel like he's that man, okay? That is my tips for being more confident during the moment. You know yourself, know what you like, know what he like, and I think everything else will come naturally. Just act. You literally have to fake it till you make it, babe. Fake it till you make it. Everyone is uncomfortable in situations. Like, it's gonna be okay. That's my advice for that. Honestly, I hope that helps. I wish I could go into more detail, and maybe I will in another episode, but it's just not the time right now, like I can't just be like giving out like crazy schemes and plots right now. Next. Okay, hold on, let me look. Okay, podcast, question mark. Hey girl, I absolutely love your videos and I've never had a big sister, so you are the closest thing to a big sister to me and I love all your videos. Okay, here's the problem. I'm very physically inexperienced with boys. I've talked to them and had talking stages and went on a date before, but I was young and now I'm at the age where guys actually want to start doing stuff with me, which is weird because I have always been kind of the background girl and awkward and low-key ugly, but I feel like I have grown up and found myself and gained confidence, but I'm still terrified of doing anything with a boy. I recently met this boy that lives far away from me, but he was in my town for a competition. We talked and I got a snap and we have been texting and he asked if I wanted to hang out. And if we did, if I would be comfortable doing. He means more than sex and I'm actually terrified because I've never even kissed a boy or been alone in a car or anywhere with one. So I am scared of hanging out with one-on-one because one, I have no idea how to act or how to kiss someone or how to not be awkward. Please help. Oh, continue. I am also built a little bit thicker and I have always been insecure with my body because I have bigger thighs and I have scars and stretch marks. I'm just scared if I do anything with the boy, he will like get grossed out by my fat thighs. Okay, well, let's talk about it. I, for one, want to say I've actually been in that situation. I was the girl behind closed doors. I was the background character. I was the girl best friend. I was not that girl that anyone had a crush on. And going from that to being a girl who like everyone's trying to is really weird because you're like, wait, what happened to the times in like the good old days when like everyone just wanted to be my friend and now everyone's trying to fuck. So it is kind of a hard barrier to cross, and once you cross that, you realize, oh wow, like there is a whole other world over here that I wasn't experiencing, and I can see why people get addicted to validation because this shit feels good. But sometimes I would rather go back to the good old days. But let's talk about this. Basically, you're going into a situation you've never been in before with a man that you don't know very well, and you're scared. That's super valid. Everything about that is super valid. Your brain and your nervous system is wired to protect you from anything unfamiliar. And this whole situation is unfamiliar. So of course you're scared. It's totally normal to feel afraid of intimacy when you've never experienced it. Personally, I'm still scared of it, and I've experienced it. A lot of time. But you are not scared because you are weak. You are scared because you're self-aware. And you're not reckless with your body. And that's very, very powerful, I will say. You're not just throwing yourself around out there like, kudos to you, girl. But I feel like you should ask yourself some things before you go on this hangout. Are you ready to take that sexual step? Because you don't have, no one is pressuring you to do that. Do you want to do it with this man that you don't know very well? Think about that. Yes, it could go very well and it could feel very good and you can end up really loving it and be like, wow, like I've been missing out on this sex thing. This is awesome. Or you guys could do stuff, it goes okay, and then you go home and you're like, oh God, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I would have waited for someone who I got to know a bit. My advice is waiting is always better because you can always move forward and it's very hard to move backwards. Like you cannot put the toothpaste back in the bottle. Once you do something with someone, it opens up doors for more things. But if you hold back a little bit, there's always that, oh, we could do this. There's more options. You don't have to give yourself all away all at once. So if you do feel like you are ready to take this next step and you do want to put yourself in a situation where you can be like feeling sexy and powerful and confident and like in the back of a car getting things on, that's fine. But don't feel like you have to put all your eggs in one basket because you're allowed to take things step by step. If you're only comfortable with doing like hand stuff, you have to let him know. And you're like, I'm only comfortable with doing hand stuff. And another thing, you have to stand your ground. I wish I didn't have to say this, but men will always go for the kill. They will always go for the next step. So it doesn't matter if you're telling them I only want to do hand stuff, they'll always try to stick their penis in you. So just be careful and really hold your ground and say, I said I only want to do hand stuff. So if you try any other shit, I'm getting out of this car. You hear me? And he'll be like, oh shit, okay. And if he gets mad, you should leave because he was never planning on only doing hand stuff. Okay? But also another thing, if a man is texting you saying like, oh, like, would you want to do this? Would you do this? You know their intent. Their intention is not to get to know you. Their intention is not to get to know you. Their intention is to get with you and to do things with you. And if you know you're not comfortable with that, I would end the conversation. It doesn't matter how cute they are. If they are just trying to sleep with you, they will sleep with you and then leave and go on to the next thing. It doesn't matter how cute they are. It doesn't matter their status. They will always try to sleep with you and then they will leave. So don't let like the fact that they're cute or the fact that they're the first guy giving you attention to sway your decision and if you want to do these things. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to go home and sit in your bed and sit with these decisions. So make sure you actually want to do it. And if you don't and you want to wait, that's powerful, girl. That's freaking powerful. And you're not waiting because you're scared. You're waiting because you know yourself and you know you're not ready. And you love yourself enough that you're going to wait for someone who will actually want to sleep with you because they want to know you better, not because they just want to feel you better. Aristotle. Just kidding. It was me. I made that up. Okay, so that's that. But I will give you some tips for your first kiss and some first physical stuff because it can get a little bit scary and we're like, what do we do, right? Tips for your first kiss. Let it be delicate. Let it be small. Let it be soft. You don't have to be a pro for your first kiss. You just have to feel it out. First kisses, honestly, 8 out of 10 times are awkward. My first kiss was with a sex offender. So it just is kind of up in the air. Don't feel like it's going to be perfect. Don't think it's going to be out of a movie. It's going to be your scene. So whatever that looks like, it's unique to you and it's going to be awesome, okay? Also, he's going to be nervous too. Don't ever think the man that you're kissing isn't nervous. They're just as nervous, if not more nervous. The only reason they have to make the first move is because society tells them men have to make the first move. So now they're nervous and they have to make the first move, which arguably is way harder than what we're doing, which is being nervous and just sitting and waiting for them to make the first move. So they're also nervous. Remember that. Another thing, you can admit that you've never done it before if you want. You'd be like, hey, I'm a little nervous, like I've never done that. Shows them that, hey, okay, she's going to be a little bit timid. Maybe I'll have to show her the ropes, and that's fine. I like being the man. I like being able to show her the rope. Just let him. If he reacts with anything but kindness to that statement, that's a red flag, by the way. If you tell him you're nervous and he's like, you've never done this before? What have you been doing? Like, that's a red flag and you should just get your ass out of there, because why is he saying that? Okay, now let's talk body talk. If you're scared he's gonna stretch mark or think that your thighs are fat, I want you to know, first off, men like a little more booty to hold at night. Megan Trainor said that. That's actually very true. Men do love a little thing to hold sometimes. So if you have some extra pooch on your stomach, or you got some little, a big old booty and big old thighs, some power thighs, men love that. They love a woman with curves. At the end of the day, they want to cuddle up next to a woman who has some stuff to hold and who can like really fill out her body. Like, men love that. Recoil on 100 times speed, okay? Don't feel insecure. Men love big thighs. Men love boots. Men love a little stomach pooch. I promise you. And that's the body of a woman. And low-key, I've been feeling this like situation out more. And I feel like a lot of men don't know what women body looks like. They just know what like Instagram bodies look like, or teenage girls they went to high school with bodies. Like, that is not a woman body. Like, women have hips, women have curves, women have stretch marks, women have like 2 different size boobs. That's what a real woman body looks like. And I feel like men need to start understanding that. Like, not everyone is going to be a size 0 their whole life. We're not in high school. We're ready to bear children. You think these childbearing hips are a size 0? No. So if you're a man listening to this, please educate yourself on the body and anatomy of a woman, not a girl, a woman. Because I'm sorry if it freaks you out that there's some, wide hips, but that's how women were crafted to be made. So just deal with it. I just want you to know, if someone is grossed out by your body, that's a direct reflection of something going on inside their head, okay? I can put myself in any shoes right now and be like, okay, if I was with a man, what would I have to be feeling to be grossed out by their body? I would have to be insecure. It's the same thing. If he's grossed out by your body, it's a direct reflection of something that's going on within himself. Not if you own your body and you say, I love my stretch marks. They show that I've grown. I love my thighs. They're powerful and they give me the strength to walk. If you own that and you act confident in your body, everyone else around you will believe that you are also the hottest thing they've ever seen. Again, people only know what you show them. So don't show them your insecurity. I have to do this thing whenever I feel insecure where I just have to like sit back and be like, breathe in, Trinity. Don't admit you're feeling insecure right now. Don't act like you're feeling insecure right now, because then nobody will know you're feeling insecure right now and you'll have no reason to feel insecure. It is really that simple. If you are feeling insecure before you go into a situation, don't look down at your body when he's with you and you like look self-conscious. That's going to give you away. Never let them know your insecurities, because then they will never see them. People don't see your insecurities as much as you do. Like, you're your own biggest critic. That is true. I hope that this helped in some way, girl. Just know if you're not ready, you're not ready. And that's fine. There is no timeline. You do not have to get something done by a certain time. You're allowed to just feel it out. And when you're ready, you're ready. And there's no time that you have to be ready. You could be 30 and you could finally be ready. And that's fine. Don't rush it just because you want to like be experienced or get the experience everyone else is getting. No, you don't have to. Your time will come. And do it with someone that you feel comfortable with and someone you know. I promise it's going to make the experience 100 times better. Okay, last one for the day. Hey Queen, so I'm currently in a relationship and I have no idea how to send him nudes. So if you could give me any tips or tricks, that would be amazing. Okay, so first things first, I want to talk about sending nudes in general, and then I'll talk about giving tips for that. But sending nudes is a dangerous game. Do I think you should be sending pictures of yourself underage? No, I do not. Do I think if a middle school or high school boy asks you to send them nudes, you should send them? No, I do not. I do not trust high school men. I do not trust middle school men. In fact, I do not trust any men. So if a man asks you for nudes and you don't know him that well, and actually even if you do know him, be careful. Use discernment. You have to understand men are dumb. They're going to take that picture you sent them. They're going to think, wow, like, look at all the bitches I got. Got to send this to the group chat so all my boys can get a look at this too. Hashtag I'm one for the team. And then boom, your nudes are sent around the school. I don't think sending nudes is ever worth the anxiety that could come from it, because nudes get spread. People's lives get messed up for like 2 weeks. Oh, I want to say though, if your nudes have been spread around the school, people forget about it. Okay, it's not the end of the world for you. I promise people forget about it, but it does suck. And there's no reason to put yourself in a sucky situation for no reason, for a little bit of validation from a man. It's not worth it. I've talked about this before in my podcast, but I really want to reiterate, because I think it's really confusing when a man's like, please, I want to see your beautiful, sexy boobs. And you're like, oh my God, yes, like a man's never wanted to see my boobs before and I don't really get compliments a lot, so I'm going to send this picture of my boobs and my face to him. Oh no, it's been sent around the school. What do I do? And like that little second of validation from him saying like your boobs are hot, it's not worth your nudes being sent around the school. So I would just be really careful. And guess what? If you say to your man, I don't want to send nudes, and they get mad, red flag, big red flag, ginormous red flag. Get out of that relationship ASAP Rocky. My first boyfriend would not stop asking for nudes, and I told him I was 13. I was a baby. I had boobs, but I was a baby. And I was like, I don't want to send nudes. Like, that's just not really who I am. He was like, please, babe, please. And he begged and begged and begged and begged and begged. The entire relationship he begged. And I was like, no, like, I gotta go. Like, if this is all you're here for, goodbye. And he would even tell me, he's like, that's what people in relationships do, Trinity. We send nudes. And I was like, I might be a naive girl, but I'm not a stupid idiot girl. And I was like, I know I don't have to send nudes if I don't want to. Stop peer pressuring. And I'm glad that I held off because, he could still have those saved in his miles only and I would never know. If you do want to send nudes, and I'm not saying you should, I actually just said why you shouldn't. But if you do, don't put your face in them. No face, no case. I'm saying no face, no case. Like, take off your jewelry, take off your nails, anything that can like show that it is you in the picture. Get rid of it. If you're going to send nudes, they have to look like you got them off Twitter. Don't let anyone know those are your nudes. If you have a tattoo, cover that hoe up. I'm so serious. It's going to be so much more worth it to do all these things to be safer in the end if you still want to send. Another thing you can do, you can put an emoji on the nude that you send. Like, just put it somewhere in the nude, maybe somewhere only you can see. So if it does get leaked, you can remember exactly who leaked it because you'll assign an emoji to the person you sent it to. So I'm just saying, if you're mass sending nudes, like, make sure you trademark that hoe, or you thumbnail that hoe and be like, yeah, I got you. If you ever try to leak this, I'll know exactly who you are. But again, do I think you should be sending nudes? No. But if it's to your boyfriend, and let's say you and your boyfriend are long distance and you want to get it on sexy, okay. I mean, sure. Like, me and my boyfriend were long distance. Like, I get it. How do you do it? Honestly, I would just go in the mirror, look at yourself, be like, where do my boobs look the best? Like, where do I look the sexiest? And just take pictures for fun before you send them as nudes. Play around with it. Like, where do I feel the sexiest? What angles look good? Like, you can always do an up angle, just your body. That one's cute. Or you can sit on the counter, back type beat, take a picture of your booty. You could sit on the counter and take a picture of the front, like make sure your hips are pushed out so you look like an hourglass queen. There are ways to do it. Just be careful. Okay, even if it's your boyfriend, you might not be able to trust him. Men are snakes and they are liars at the end of the day. So just be confident and test your angle, see what looks good. Save it in my eyes only. Remember, sometimes you can take pictures just for you. That's sexy too. Okay, you guys, that is my episode for today. That is Advice Wednesday. I love Advice Wednesday. I have a lot of advice to give, and I'm glad that I can help y'all because I remember being in this situation or seeing people in this situation when I was that age and being like, damn, I wish I could just help them. Like, they just need some help. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you go listen to literally all 30 other episodes I have. I've been doing this podcast for like 3 months straight, and I'm really proud of myself for like staying consistent. And like, I hope you guys have been tuning in and like have this to watch and are liking it because I love making them. Come back on Friday for Freaky Friday, which is the best podcast in my opinion, arguably, and also it's going to be super fun because it's going to be recorded. Also, you can send in confessions for advice or for Freaky Friday, confessions or freaky stories because I will be putting them in. So if you want to send in your freaky story, if you have a freaky story, DM me with the first words being Freaky Friday and then hyphen your story because I would love to read it on my Freaky Friday podcast. I hope you guys got something out of this episode. If you want to follow me on any other socials, my TikTok is Trinity.Blair and my Instagram is TriniXO. I love you guys. Stay sexy, amazing, and I will see you on Friday.